Hello, boys and girls. This is Miss Carter here. We are going to start our math lesson. Our math lesson for today is SL1A, and this is an introduction to graphing. Before we start, we're going to do what's called number talks. So we will be doing these fun number talks every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. And number talks are designed to build fluency with numbers, which will help with composing and decomposing numbers. Number talks will include 3 areas: dot images, 10 frames, and Reckon Recs, which will be difficult to do virtually, but we're going to do our best. Are you ready? Let's go. I'm going to show you a picture of some dots, and you will only be allowed to see it for 3 seconds. And then I'm going to ask you these questions. How many dots did you see? How did you see them? Here we go. How many dots did you see? How did you see them? Tell somebody near you. If you need more time, push pause. You probably said, I saw 6 dots. But how did you see them? You might have said, I see 3 dots on the top and 3 dots on the bottom. How many dots did you see this time? And how did you see them? Tell someone near you. You probably said, I saw 6 dots. But how did you see them? You might have said, I see 2 dots on the top and 4 dots on the bottom. Are you ready? You probably said, I saw 6 dots. But how did you see them? You might have said, I see 2 dots on the top, 2 dots in the middle, and 2 dots on the bottom. So now let's look at these. With set A, we can write this in an equation as 3 plus 3 equals 6. Say that with me. 3 plus 3 equals 6. Let's look at set B. We can write this in an equation as 2 plus 4 equals 6. Say that with me. 2 plus 4 equals 6. We can write this as an equation in set C. 2 plus 2 plus 2 equals 6. Say that with me. 2 plus 2 plus 2 equals 6. We can write a number sentence or an equation to show 6 in many different ways. So now we're going to look in our number talks at 10 frames. I'm going to show you a picture of a 10 frame, and then I'm going to ask you these questions. How many dots did you see? How did you see them? And how many more dots do we need to make 10? Here we go. How many dots did you see? Tell someone at home. How did you see them? How many more dots do we need to make a 10? Now, to make a 10, the whole 10 frame is going to be filled up. How many more dots do we need to make a 10? Tell someone at home. How many dots do you see? How did you see them? How many more dots do we need to make a 10? Are you ready? If you need more time, push pause. How many dots do you see? How do you see them? How many more dots do we need to make 10? All right, now this one is really difficult to do virtually, but we're going to do the best that we can. In class, a reck and rec is a series of 2 strings with beads. Since we're working digitally, I'm going to draw the strings with beads. I'm going to show you a picture of a reck and rec. Then I'm going to ask you these questions. How many beads did you see? And how did you see them? Are you ready? Here we go. How many beads do you see? How do you see them? Now the hard question. What equation could we write that would match our reck and rec? Tell someone at home. If you need more time, you can push pause. Up, here's our new reck and rec. How many beads do you see? How do you see them? What equation could we write that would match this wreck and wreck? Tell someone near you the equation that would match this wreck and wreck. If you need more time, you can push pause. How many beads do you see? How do you see them? What equation could we write to match this wreck and wreck? If you need more time, push pause now. Last one. How many beads do you see? How do you see them? What equation could we write that would match this wreck and wreck? So now that we've done our number talk, it is time to get started in our math lesson. Remember, I told you that we were going to be doing an introduction to graphing. At the top of the screen is grown-up talk about the standard that we're going to be working on today. But what we need to focus on as first graders is our clear learning target. Our clear learning target is I can show information in different ways. Read it with me, please. I can show information in different ways. There are different ways to show information or data. Today, you will have the opportunity to collect, organize, represent, and interpret your own data. But what does that mean? To collect means to gather information or things. Let's look at this collection right here. This person has a collection of what? That's right. This person has a collection of cars. They have collected things, all the same types of things. They're all cars. The next vocabulary word we're going to look at is the word organize. And when you organize something, you put it in order. Let's look at these books. How did they organize these books? Turn and tell someone close to you how they organized these books. How did they organize these books? That's right. They organize these books by color. You can see all the books that have blue on them together, all the books that have yellow on them together, all the orange books together, all the red books together and all the pink books together. The next vocabulary word we're going to look at is represent. And to represent means to show something. On this picture on the screen, it is showing fruit that has been collected. What are the types of fruits that were collected based on this picture? Let's talk about it. The banana is represented by showing a picture of a banana. The apple is represented by a picture of a apple. And the cherries are represented by a picture of cherries. To represent means to show something. Interpret means to talk and think about something. So on this picture, I have a boy that's thinking. He's got question marks outside of his head. And then I also have a picture of two people talking with a speech bubble. So to interpret means to think and talk about something. So for our first launch today, I want you to be thinking about which of these recess activities do you like the best? Swings, monkey bars, or slides? Tell someone near you which is your favorite recess activity. Look at these choices. Quick, how many students chose swings as their favorite activity? Phew, that was hard. Most of you were not able to finish counting. How could we make counting these Post-its easier? Let's have some private reasoning time. How could we make counting those Post-it notes easier? Here are some of our ideas. We could take the Post-its off after it's counted. We could put all the same Post-its together. We could sort them. Did you come up with one of those ideas? Today, we are going to use a table. It will help us organize our information or our data. So here's our table. On the left side of the table, we have the word swings, slide, monkey bars. At the top, we have favorite recess activities. And at the bottom, we have number of students. Look at our chart now. I put all those sticky notes from the other slide into our chart. And I organized them by the choice. I sorted them by the choice that the students made. Let's answer some questions. How many students chose swings as their favorite recess activity? How many students chose monkey bars as their favorite recess activity? How many people chose slide as their favorite recess activity? Which recess activity did students like the most? Which one did students like the most? How do you know that students liked swings the most? Talk to somebody near you. Which recess activity did students like the least? Which recess activity did students like the least? How do you know? Tell somebody near you. If you need more time, push pause now. Launch number 2. What is your favorite related arts? Here are your choices: music, PE, or library. Tell someone near you which is your favorite related arts and why you like it so much. If you need more time, push pause now. Let's look at our favorite related arts graph. Now, since we're digital and some of you are at home and some of you are in class with me right now, I had to make this up. But if I had to guess, I would say most of you picked PE. That's always a favorite. Let's look at our graph. Take a few minutes and talk about the graph with people that are sitting next to you. Now, let's answer some questions. How many students chose PE as the rotation that they liked best? How many people chose music as the rotation that they liked best? How many people chose library as the rotation that they liked best. Look at our graph to answer your question. Which related arts received the most votes? Which related arts received the least votes? Now, I want you to think about a question that you could ask someone at your house about the data in the table. Go ahead, think of your question and ask it now. If you need more time, you can push pause now. Now it's time for your independent work. You will find this page in your work folder. This page is titled Sorting Shapes. Below are some shapes. Organize these shapes and answer the questions. So look at all these shapes. You're going to put them in the table or the graph. You're going to create a shape graph. And then you're going to answer the questions down at the bottom. When you are finished with this independent work, you may get on iReady and complete one lesson. If iReady is not working yet because it's the first full day for everyone at school, that's okay. I don't want you to panic. But if you can get one iReady lesson done today, that would make your teachers very happy. So if it's working, go ahead and do it. If it's not loaded and working yet, which is a possibility, that's okay. This independent work needs to be turned into your teacher the next time you see her. I've really enjoyed our time together today, guys. I'm very proud of your hard work. Thank you for working so hard, and we will see you tomorrow. Bye.